Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. Today, me and Eagle Eyes, we are at a very special location, and you can see already that there are some very special features here.
Okay.
So, if you're kind of interested in World War II history, you better watch this episode because there's something absolutely epic here. What is that?
Tankspør.
That is tankspør, meaning trying to get and hold out the Allied tanks and panzer vehicles. And this wall here was made with one special purpose, that is also to protect the installments and the investment that is on top. Eagle Eyes has already gotten a massive surprise today, so he knows about the era. But this was a part of the Atlantic Wall fortification line. And Hitler said, build me massive structures and build me coastal artillery. And on this location, well, as I said, don't skip anything. You will be amazed to see what is here. There's actually a couple of deers down there. Can you see them?
One is there and one is hiding there.
Yeah, there's one next to the wood there. That is cool. We come in peace. We only want to see what's here and then we're gonna leave.
Yes.
Thank you for letting us.
Thank you.
This place is one of a kind. It is spectacular and it's got some features that you won't believe, and that is why we want you to don't skip. If you skip, you're gonna blink, boom, it's gone. Because what is up here is something you've never ever seen before. I can promise you. Here you can see the Panzer wall. That is basically to prevent anything from coming up from here. And you can see it continues over there. Ingenious way to prevent any sort of vehicle passage here. They could only come through there. But then again, let me show you what they had in mind behind me. This is the first defensive measure that is on the top here. And now you kind of figure out that there is something extremely valuable for the Germans. I'll come for the Germans on the top there, and I can promise you, as I said, you're going to enjoy that. This is what they call a Panzerabwehr gun bunker or Panzerabwehrkanon bunker, and it only has one purpose. It has a massive pack gun that points out from there and takes out whatever comes up that road, as I said, because you can't get up from other areas, only through that road there. So if you don't get it by that, they will most likely get you with that little shutter there. And I can see Eagle Eyes on the top, and I'm guessing there is it MG on the top. So it's shut off, that's too bad. But up here is a MG turret. I'm gonna show it to you. You can see Eagle Eyes is here, standing inside the turret, and that turret would look something like this image here on the front. So you have massive ventilation shafts coming around here and there, huge steel piece in the front, and that second shutter, and all it had to do was to take out whatever enemy coming from down there. Just next to that is a communication bunker. It is absolutely massive again, and this thing is a beast, and it's covered with originally covered with bitumen, but it's kind of been protected later so it doesn't get too much moisture through it. But it's really original, untouched. Let me show you a little bit from the other side. So you can see this one from this side, heavy duty, and there's the other one. And just behind me, that's where the Panzerwelle starts. But there's another ingenious little feature just behind me. So let me get down there. To defend this position, there were numerous MG positions like that one. It's like a half circle. You can see they can attach a machine gun there. And what's so cool is that there are several of these round, and they are very nicely built trench systems in the terrain. I'm just gonna go down here. See that? So beautifully made. And let me see if there's any kind of, yeah, there's a munition storage in here, I think. I don't have a flashlight with me, so you just have to bear with me. But that position could also have a mortar. So I think there was once upon a time a ring in it, just like the other one. And you can see the staircase coming up. And then suddenly you have a formidable flanking tool with the machine guns to be able also to take out what an enemy tried to come up from the hillside. It's very steep down there, so all you have to do is point the gun downwards and you can take out whatever comes that way. And as I said, the Panzerwall or the Panzersperr took care of the rest. Everywhere in the forest there are massive installments. Some of them are aiding installments for what they installed further up. So some of these are just actually lifting devices. And you might wonder for what. That is going to take a lot of weight. Believe me, you will see that when we get further up. And suddenly this appears. What is that? Well, I guess you're going to find out pretty soon. What's behind me is one of the most spectacular features that you can find on the Atlantic Wall. But there's a little piece here you can see first. That is a massive sea mine and the entrapment of this thing to get it into the water. And it's pretty much absolutely original and complete with everything. Cable deployment thing is there. It is an absolute beast of a sea mine. That is impressive indeed. But now, let me take you over to one of the most incredible features that you can find on the Atlantic Wall. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very, very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. I'll bet you've never been close to one of these. That is a 3-barrel gun turret from Gneisenau, over 28 centimeters diameter barrels, triple barrels. And underneath here is a massive bunker well, going more than 26 meters down. But that is one spectacular view. This is one of the most spectacular weapon systems that I've ever seen. This triple barrel monster of a gun. This was, as I said, installed on this vessel here, Gneisenau. It was damaged and the Germans just chopped it up and said, let's do something interesting, and they built this insane thing on the top of the mountain. And let me show you what it did. It protected the waterways all the way from here, all the way in there. And there are like 6 or 7 coastal fortresses and torpedo batteries and stuff. We're going to show you more of that later. So just watch our videos and you will definitely see more. But they are planted all over the inlet here because that led to some of the biggest investments that the Germans ever did in the Atlantic Wall, and that is U-boat pens and massive airfields. So that is why this gun is here. So we came here very early to be able to give you some really cool shots, but I wanted you to see the dimensions. It's absolutely ridiculous. And when you come out here, you see these here, they have been shot really, really well, but they are enormous. And 3 of them, 3, not 1, but 3, that is just spectacular. So this thing was built by more than 3,000 people, No, not just only prisoners of war. Actually, more than 3,000 local workers were hired, many of them with 2 to 3 times higher wages than regular wages in the area. So that is something to think about. Of course, there were a lot of, I think there was 400 prisoners of war from Yugoslavia, and they built the whole system. And you can see what is very impressive is these panzer kind of metal plates that are attached everywhere. And somewhere I think they're like this thickness. But why don't we go up there and check it out ourselves? I'm now touching a substantial piece of World War II history. Oh my goodness, that is insane. You can feel it. This is freaking, see here, you can see the thickness of it. Right there, that's probably just half of the thickness. And you can see these screws are typical for this type of assembly with these massive square holes with huge long, I've seen like tools 2 meters long and 2 guys pushing to kind of get these together. Oh my God, I do realize that nothing could kind of get this. Oh my God, when you see the barrel here, oh my God, I don't know what to say. I'm impressed. I've seen so many World War II installations, but this is top of the notch. And yeah, you can see here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2.5, whatever. And I don't know how much this is. If this is the thickness it has, it's like 10 inches. But also, this was a very special thing because I wanted to surprise my son Eagle Eyes with this. So he went bananas when he saw this. I just told him there was going to be some small bunkers, some small things for him to look at. And then,
I can hear you.
I know. Were you surprised?
Yeah.
Yes. He's been running around this thing for an hour now, so now he's letting me record stuff. Oh my goodness. It's intimidating. Just imagine if you stood here when they fired. I think you would be dead by the shock waves and everything. Just imagine if you were right here. That is a bad spot to be in. Eagle Eye said, "Daddy, what if you stood here when they fired?" I said, "You wouldn't be here. You would be blasted all over the mountain." I think these were for some huge protective things that were over the barrels here and all of that. Wonder how that mechanism worked. Was it with huge rollers to get it up and down? I'm very, very happy to see that they are maintaining it so very nicely. Also, there's a rangefinder there. We're going to see that. Again, the massive, wow, spectacular. And I do think you can see the thickness of this beam here. If that is like an inner panzer thing as well, that is ridiculous. Let's go to the other side. You can see here as well these massive plates, and the whole gun assembly I think weighs about 1,000 tons. 1,000 tons. See here as well, several inches thick, and I'm guessing just that plate there must be like a ton or two. I don't know. But what is very cool is that I'm actually touching World War II history right there, because this thing was very active during the Second World War before it was demolished as a weapon in a vessel. It's now a weapon that will no longer be fired or used. But to think that that thing was once upon a time on Gneisenau doing a job there, and then somehow they dismantled the whole thing, thousands upon thousands of pieces, and brought it to this position here to let it be a coastal artillery thing. This one was never there, that was on another hill, but they brought it back here. But that's the original stereoscopic rangefinder. But to imagine that it ended up here, And hopefully it will actually stay here for hundreds of years for people to learn from. It is absolutely spectacular. Let's see underneath here. Even that thing there, which is probably just a cover for maybe, I don't know, air coming in and out. It is so thick, and you have this huge thing there, and I can hear electricity going on. It's freaking just as thick there, it seems like. There are like two hatches here. Maybe the crew could get out from some hatches here if something happened. I don't know. It's actually closed up with a... I wonder if you can get inside somehow. You most likely could. Well, it is absolutely wonderful to be able to witness and see such a massive thing, massive construction made with just one purpose: to kill the enemy. Very, very powerful to see this. He's all over the place, checking it out. It's so thick. And he said, "Daddy, can I get on top?" I said, "No." He's like checking out everything, and he was so surprised. And he gave me a hug as well. The around 80 guys who served in that, to be able to fire that 300 and some kilos round out like 42,000 meters. They must have been highly trained to do all of this. When they fired after the war, they had to bring back Germans to actually be able to do all the things they needed to be able to fire it. So they did fire it several times after the war, but it was mostly used on directional, fired a few times during the Second World War, and then all of this work for basically nothing. It did never attack any vessel or anything that I know of, and I'm not sure whether it was kind of hunted or bombed. I couldn't tell you because I don't know all of that story. But nevertheless, this is one absolutely amazing location. That is one spectacular place, and believe me, there is so much more coming up in the next video. If you enjoyed this and you want to help us out to reach more locations, we have this super thanks feature here. Very simple way for you to help us out to get some gasoline into the fuel tank, go out and share even more incredible history with you. That is one spectacular location, to be honest. And I surprised Eagle Eyes with that little visit. He didn't know about it, but I saw that he got a huge surprise.
Yes, I was. It was amazing to be there. It was very many things to study.
Yes, a lot of things to study there. But believe me, guys and girls, next video you will see the internals, the inside of this fantastic bunker complex that is under there. This is the explosive charges room. In this room there is only electricity for lightning, no other type of machinery allowed. This is highly explosive. That is really, really crazy, and Eagle Eyes got a full tour of that. So that's going to be coming up, and I hope you will meet us there and see that inside, because that is something else. I'm going to work on here. I have some projects here. I'm going to do a little stuff about Europe's largest ammunition storage. I'm working on that, and more coming up. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, subscribing, being here with us. It's very important with the algorithms working against us again, that you help us out with some support and you subscribe, hit the notification bell, allow all of our notifications that come through, and then you will be notified every time we release a new video. And thank you all our Patreon team members. And you saw that super thanks thing. It really helps us out now when the YouTube algorithm is really working against us, and who knows when that will end. Nevertheless, thank you everybody. Stay safe, keep smiling, and we'll see you out there exploring the underground bunker complex.